When we last left off, you all had befriended, for lack of a better term, some raiders. Having found the item that you were set to get, turned out to be a seal of Halatash. Realizing that perhaps the person you were hired to get this for shouldn't have it, you opt to, at the suggestion of your newfound friends, contact their benefactor, the sea witch, one of the members of the Ocean Coven, Captain Rayan. You met her, she introduced herself, and after some discussion decided you would come with her to help fix this problem of this fourth moon in the sky. Speaking to you and offering you some rewards for a job, and to prove yourself to a group of individuals that will be trying to fix this problem all together, and sending out some missives to people to come and help, and you head to an undisclosed location. You all find yourselves currently the next morning on this ship, churning through ice every once in a while, rocking the ship, the slight grinding sound as the metal skiff on the front of this ship slices through it. And the weird people you share these bunks with, these strange beings from seemingly other worlds. And you have the room currently to yourselves right now.
Adria will be sitting cross-legged on the floor, carving symbols and shield.
Well, feels like we're here. Maybe we should go outside. Get ready for whatever's coming.
I hope you have some combat spells ready.
No, only utility.
I doubt that.
Can I stand up and head upstairs?
Yeah. Again, you walk past a myriad of strange beings and people. You do see one of the members of the crew, some sort of strange elf with almost translucent skins with small pinpoints of light dotting it. Captain wants to see you and your friends.
Do I see the captain on deck?
She's not on the deck. You don't see her.
She in her quarters?
I
start heading there.
Is anybody else following you, or is it just you?
I'll be getting ready and making sure Marrow's all ready to go.
Okay.
I'll follow this.
Can't hear you, Sabine.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit.
I'll try something. Keep going.
They'll say that she's in the room currently with Remy, watching Remy fiddle with this corpse golem.
I think she said she was going with Adria.
You pop in to the quarters, Adria. You see behind the desk the familiar form of this frosty water genasi type individual. Behind her desk, in front of it is a small person of a race that looks halfling, but something's not quite right about it.
That seems to be going around.
Yeah, would you like to describe your character, Kez?
You see this scraggly, this scraggly gnome with kind of a tattered hat and this cloak that looks like it's seen better years. He's got cobbled together, rusted pieces of metal amongst him, and this large dog that's laying with its head on his lap. As you can see cuts and scars all over his face and his arms. But there's this wild look in his eyes. He's got no hair on his body whatsoever. And he's got the cloak and a pair of trousers and a strange looking bag that holds lots of things that jingles. As you meet Dinglehopper.
Yes,
hello.
You called, Captain?
Yes. This here is Dinglehopper. He's going to be your... Fuck, what was her accent? It was like Scottish, wasn't it? I'm going Irish immediately. Alright. This is Dinglehopper. He's going to be helping you on your mission.
You see Adria's eye roam over you, Dinglehopper, and a assessment. And she...
Never seen a gnome, have you?
Oh, I've seen plenty. What is
No,
your
you-
specialty?
You've seen plenty of gnomes. On this planet.
Enough for my day.
Roll a deception check.
Or is Remy not a gnome?
No, gnomes do not exist.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. She won't say that. Then she'll just, no, I haven't. What is your specialty?
Well, you see, I tend to fiddle with things and play with them, and Aardvark over here, the little poochie I got, he's a work in progress. Don't mind him, but I made him. If you've got any spare parts, I'd love to have them. But other than that, I play with stuff.
And he breaks it.
A lot. Yes, absolutely. But don't call me Dinglehopper. That's way too formal. Call me George.
George, then. Welcome. We'll appreciate the help.
We're near the Isle. And so you need to get yours ready. You'll take George with you here. We don't know what you'll be facing. Whatever it is, it's not good. I've sent people before, and no one's come back. So, it's the perfect place to rendezvous with everyone without prying ears.
We'll certainly do our best.
I do hope you'll endeavor to succeed.
You and I share said hope. Come, George.
As you wish. Damn it, I'm taking over your accent.
It happens.
Okay, she'll give the captain another nod before ducking out. Adria is very tall, by the way. And she'll begin leading George back to the room where Sabine and Remy are.
And when you get there, you can all describe your characters to Kez, unless he's already listened to that description.
I haven't. I've gotten the wizard and I've got the original 4.
They're not here anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all changed.
What is going on?
So
Technical difficulties.
I can tell. Walking across the ship, she'll kind of gesture down the stairs to where their quarters are and point to a door.
And what do we have here?
This is us. She'll open it and offer him to come inside.
Radio.
Remy, look,
Should be back.
someone just as short as you.
Hey, Remy will turn, and she'll.
What in the hell is that?
Our help. Captain was kind enough to give some.
Oh, wonderful.
She's normally that way. This is George.
Hello. And you are?
Reminiculous Strand. You may call me Remy.
I am Dingle Hopper. You can call me George.
Of course you are.
It turned towards Sabine. Is Sabine in her wolf or firbolg form?
Oh my god.
Wolf form, she said in the chat.
Perfect. I will point to Sabine, and this is Sabine.
Ooh, a poochie just as big as my doggy.
This dog is huge. This is a dire wolf. It is as big as a horse.
Okay. Well-
I think like you say that, and then maybe Sabine stands, and she's huge.
Big doggy.
She is as tall standing on fours that Adria is standing, and Adria is what, like 7 feet fucking tall, like 6.5, something like
Yeah,
that.
she's not 7. She's 6.5 though.
I'm just imagining Brienne of Tarth,
Yeah, pretty much.
but with a red-haired like French Full Metal Alchemist blade, like hair braid.
Pretty much. Yeah, and speaking of description, that's Adria. Highly packed on with armor, shield, weapon, and she has a really militarial way about her.
Remy's in blue and black robes. She's obviously from a colder place, as there's like quite a bit of padding underneath. And she has jets of blue running through her hair as well. She's also currently working on what looks to be some decrepit person. And standing next to her is some kind of ghostly visage.
I'm not sure I understand what all's going on here, but I've been hired to do a job. And you guys are providing me with passage and food. So,
Oh,
Who
I'm
said
not
it's
quite
feeding
sure we
you?
ever. Yeah. Suppose we
Yeah,
are now, but
All you've been told, George, is that you were going to be working with these people to clear an island to sort of pay your way. I feel George may get the distinct impression that they want you off the ship for a bit to fix some things you may have broken as well. If there's typically
Probably.
a mission on shore, they usually make you wear a cloak or a hood of some kind, and if anybody asks, you're a sick halfling. It's what you get told to say.
yes. This is fun. I don't get to hide.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sabine is wearing a big ass horse onesie.
Oh yeah, to keep warm.
Uh huh. The horse. It's called fashion. Look it up.
My dog's nowhere near the size of Sabine right now, but my dog is much larger than I am. It's about the size of like a Great Pyrenees. It's a larger dog.
Ooh.
Yes, this is Poochie. Sometimes he needs punched. Don't ask.
Punched?
Yes. And I reel back and I punch the dog in the shoulder as hard as I can. And like a little capsule opens up in the shoulder, and I go dig around and I pull out a little tool and I start working on him.
This dog is robotic.
Is this like an animatronic dog? Does it look real?
There's a realism to it, but as it opens up, you see it's more of like a disguised self.
I see. Sabine definitely like jumps a bit and then
Yeah.
settles down again.
Adria is leaning on the wall against the wall near Sabine. And she'll, Sabine and I prefer front of the battle. Remy tends to stick in the back. What about you?
I don't tend to remember the battles. So
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Adria looks concerned at that. She just kind of like side-eyes Sabine.
yes, I do good work, and I play very fun. So, when do we go play?
Sounds like we're gonna come ashore soon.
Good.
I'd prepare anything you need to prepare before we go in.
Yes. Is there a place better suited for where I can work on my dog? I kind of broke the last one.
I gesture to the room.
Do we want other people in the room while I work on my dog?
Do you need that much space?
No.
Then it should be fine.
Okay. And I take the wrench and I just smack the dog in a different spot and I start working on the dog again.
Sabine jumps every time you do it.
It's hard to tell if he's making any progress working on the dog or if he's just breaking it further.
Jeez.
The animatronic dog looks Sabine in the face like a sad Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
Oh no!
Like a sad Chuck E. Cheese.
Please, please kill me.
All right, let's get a move on out, shall we?
Agreed. Adria will head back up deck.
Sabine will follow.
Sabine and Adria head up to the top of the deck.
We're like here and kind of ready to go, right? It's just they're waiting on us to be ready to ship out.
Basically, like, you're getting close to the island. You're going to be there any minute. We can do more RP if you'd like, or we can just get to the island. But I'd say, Remy, I would say that like this person in this room is not a halfling.
So she's
They're-
like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, this is a very strange person that's here. But
Could I
close.
roll to try and figure out what the
Yeah.
hell it is, like a history or?
I'll allow a history or just a general intelligence check. We could say history.
Let's do it. Oh fuck yeah, good roll. 18 plus 9, 27.
Oh yeah, you're like, this is a very sick, weird halfling thing. Like, there's like blob men on this ship. There's like a bug that works in the lower quarters. Like, you're like, whatever at this point. Like, who gives a shit? But there's something off about this one, that he's not so strange that you immediately like mentally dismiss it. He's just strange enough that you're like, there's something not right about what the dog doing. Like, there's something not right about it. Like, and you can't put your finger on it, and you make the connection. This might be an ancient door.
Door?
DOR. the exiled people.
A gnome.
A gnome.
Okay, yeah, Remy will kind of slowly turn from what she's doing and... Are you... Dorian, by chance?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was it?
Dorian. Which is gnomish, basically.
Yes. I think I am. I'm pretty sure I am.
Fascinating.
What do I
Things are a
know
little
about
rowdy.
them?
You know that a couple thousand years ago at the Cataclysm, they were exiled to the desert, and you thought that they were all extinct. Some people don't even believe they ever existed. It's to that point where the only thing that people know about them is there's some remnants of them. The arena, in the southern Sanduuin city, and in Hraustrow, and then some places in Krissune. Some of the older architecture and older, for lack of a better term, technology. It's typically magic tech that is considered Dorian
Okay.
or gnomish.
Chill.
It's fascinating that you would be here. Tell me, did your people leave this world? We've done a few excavations in my time. In fact, before I had disappeared, we thought we had stumbled upon an ancient Dorian cathedral of some kind. I won't get into that, but by the way, do you still practice this magitech form of arcana?
As she looks at the dog.
That's a really good question. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh. And, if I might ask, what are you sure of exactly?
I'm sure I am me, and that I am here.
Kind of closing all curiosity off at this point. She'll kind of...
Uh-huh. Well, come on, Marrow. Kaius. Time to go.
You see Marrow, this colossal knight with glowing red eyes behind a visor, a Saleh helmet, stand up slowly and rigidly, and like a ghost of a creepy-looking halfling in robes with many tattoos, silently giggling as it floats past. Semi-translucent. Well, mostly translucent. Semi-visible.
You see George look around and just kind of nod uncomfortably, and but also there's a joy that people are leaving the room, so nothing accidentally happens.
As
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as Remy kind of gets up to the top, she'll kind of pat Adria on the leg and
She'll look down.
Real keeper, that one.
and then she'll just keep walking.
That's all she does. Just smacks her lips and keeps looking at the island. She will turn to Sabine though, and stay. If you're gonna be up front with me, stick close.
She'll nod. Okay. Okay. How are you feeling about it?
Well, the captain said nobody's come back from this.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people that say that about the rift, so I suppose we'll see, won't we?
Fairly
And you?
confident. I'm fairly confident in us, but I also haven't done anything on this scale before. Like, I raided like a tomb. That's about it.
What would be helpful is if we found a place where they have to come at us in a narrow manner. If we could hold that, that would be our best advantage versus being in an open field and potentially getting surrounded. But with no knowledge of what the island looks like, I can't guarantee we'll find ourselves in that position.
She kind of cocks her head a little bit. Like how water pours thinly through a canteen?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll keep a lookout for something like that.
Eventually, through the mist, the ice begins to clear, and you do see in the distance an island. And what looks to be a dock. But as you get closer, it's very clear that it's decrepit and old, rotted, no real gangplank to speak of. The ship pulls up alongside. You see this dock, and there is a staircase that looks like it leads up into a tree line with two walls visible between the tree line that look like they lead up further into the island proper. The ship pulls alongside. Captain Rayan comes out of her quarters. Alright, you four are going to take, or 5 I guess. 6 if you count the dog. 7 with your weird fucking ghost. Going to take a dinghy and go from here.
Perfect.
If-
And when we're done, how do we signal you?
We'll wait here. We'll say 7 days. By the 7th day, if you haven't come out, then we'll consider you gone. Otherwise, get back on the dinghy and come back over and tell us everything is clear.
Do you want us to clear the entire island?
Well, there is a city, as far as I am aware, that should be there. I'd like you to clear that of any danger, or report any danger. But typically, I'd really like it cleared, so it can be used.
Okay.
She'll step closer to the captain and kind of lower her voice. And the gnome. Do we need to stay clear of his attacks?
He's capable. He breaks things as sort of his thing. He builds them and then uses those things to break other things. I think she looks to Remy, the fucking undead dude, the ghost, and Sabine, and looks back to you very squarely and very plainly. I think he's gonna be just fine with you lot. I think he'll fit right in.
All right. I trust your word.
Not a great thing.
I raise a brow at Remy. I'll go over to the rowboat.
All right.
Sabine will hop in too.
It's big enough for everybody. It's a fairly big log boat.
Is George up here with us now?
Yeah,
Someone would have fetched him, yeah.
I come up there and I hop in the boat, and the dog hops over the edge and misses the boat by like 3 feet, 4 feet, and just
Oh,
goes
Jesus.
whoosh,
Oh.
straight down into the water.
Can Sabine like instinctively try to grab it like by the nip of the neck? Like if it was a real dog? I don't know if anything will come of that, but
Roll a dexterity. Just a dexterity check.
okay.
I feel like Sabine's gonna try and take care of this thing like a puppy.
Let's see.
Robo
Oh,
dog.
that's a 5.
5. No, you miss it. You go out to instinctively grab it, and you go to grab it with your wolf paws and realize, oh, I'm not in my fear poke form. I should have used my mouth. And it just like flies past you with your paws out in the air, like a dog who tried to do a shake.
Does the false dog need to breathe?
And he looks over the edge and goes, I don't think so.
Oh my god.
No bubbles rise.
You see as the dog just kind of sinks to the ground and starts walking along the bottom.
Useful.
That thing is unnatural.
That's the talking
What's
dog.
unnatural about him? He's a dog.
He looks like a dog.
Because he's a dog. If I punch Big Poochie, her shoulder opens up, and he's gonna reel back to punch the big dog.
I wouldn't do that.
The actual fucking wolf.
Yeah.
She's not moving.
Roll an attack.
All right.
Can I
That
use a
is- What?
Go ahead.
That is a 2 and that's a 9 to hit.
No, that does not hit. You just whiff in the air.
My
Wouldn't
dog doesn't
have-
even move.
What are you trying to do?
Open up her shoulder. I don't remember what tool's in there.
Wait, hold on. Okay, punch my shoulder. Nothing's gonna come out.
You do it. We'll just say you do it, since she's
Yeah.
allowing it to happen. You punch your shoulder, and it feels like soft flesh.
Remy, by
It's
this point, will
wrong.
just have her hands, like her face in her hands, and
What did I do to deserve this?
This is
Oh.
so wrong. What's why I don't
No,
understand.
this-
Why is this wrong? Like what's going
No, this
Huh?
is right. This is what wolves are. They don't have compartments in their shoulders.
No, this is wrong. There's something wrong with you. Just I don't understand what I don't understand why is this wrong?
Great, you broke him.
And he's gonna start like touching your shoulder and like massaging it and poking it, trying to figure out how to open it. As he's just gonna-
As he does so, your dinghy begins to drift towards the island.
I'm gonna send
I'll start rowing.
Kaius ahead, like just 30 feet ahead of us,
Okay.
and I'll just kind of scout through him.
Okay. You see much of what you see from the shore, which is a rotted, old. The wood that's still here looks essentially like petrified, if it is still standing. But for the most part, the docks are just completely rotted out and gone. There is some stonework that begins to form at where the base of where you believe this dock would have ended, that you can pull up to in this rowboat. There is some stone steps that look like they lead up from the water. They're eroded, but they are there. Very like Venice kind of a vibe. Or Amsterdam.
Yep, since no one else is going to do it, Adria will be rowing.
Without much effort, you two get to the shore.
Cool. Out of curiosity, what does this place smell like from a
Roll a
Just
perception check.
I would bet death, but death and fish.
That's a 15.
15. It's not really much of anything. You smell like the forest around, like the overgrowth of things. The ocean, obviously. Nothing new here. It's all very just like everything smells, for the most part here on this dock, natural and just old.
Okay. Sabine will hop off.
Yeah, Adria will try and tie up the boat.
Yeah, you can easily do so. Not much effort.
Alright. Let's stick together. Scout it out. Go slowly. See what we can find.
George is going to follow the other dog, or the wolf, until he gets to his dog, and then just like punches its shoulder and it opens. He goes, "Oh, things are right in the world again."
A ton of seawater pours out of it because it crawled out. It crawled out of the ocean onto the steps.
I'll send Kaius up into the air to try and like see up over the wall.
It is a ton of foliage and like tree growth, but you do see, without much effort, you do see a lot of white and like green stonework with some kind of shining metal forming what look to be fairly intact looking buildings, albeit very overgrown with
Okay.
like natural foliage.
Okay,
It looks as though the city's been overtaken by the natural flora.
Alright. Let's head up those stairs. Can I activate my animated shield?
Yeah. How long does that last?
Good question.
what is it?
Animated shield.
I'm reading it. Oh, never mind. It's only 1 minute. I'll hold it for now.
Unless you want to pop it up every minute.
Nah. But she'll take the lead. Slowly start walking up the stairs, keeping an eye out.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. You begin to go up these stairs and along this trail. I assume everyone is following for the most part.
Yeah, I think Sabine's sticking close to Adria, like that she knows.
I'll be near the back, but I will have Marrow behind me
He
on
is
guard.
clunking behind you. Like the vibes I'm trying to give him are very much like the Mountain Clegane from Game of Thrones after he's fucking resurrected. He's just like this silent, brooding, fucking undead golem. Grotesque.
Badass.
But you see, as you enter, it's hard to see where the city ends and begins, but you find yourselves in the ruins of an ancient city. The architecture doesn't look entirely foreign. I mean, you can recognize a building. A building is a building is a building. But this architecture specifically looks old. Some of you may have seen it in perhaps temples, but it's very dwarf and tiefling-esque. And you see something else. Thin, green strands of something, silk or string,
Oh no.
translucent but catching the light, line the street and the walls and some of the plants and the flora and the fauna. It doesn't look like plant life. Some are broken and swaying in the breeze.
Inspect it.
Yeah, you certainly may.
I don't want to touch it, but I want to walk up and see if I can identify what it is. Does it look to be webbing?
Roll an investigation check.
It's
21.
21. It's similar to it. It's not like exactly like it's got some of the properties. It's almost like a silk. It's translucent, it's green, which isn't normal for webbing. And it's almost like trying to describe it in like medieval terms. It's more like I'm going to use a modern item. It's more like think of like fishing line, like green fishing line almost.
Mm.
Where like as the light hits it, it looks like it's like kind of translucent in different colors. It looks like it is sticking to things in a way not unlike webbing, but you've never seen anything like it.
Is there any that looks to be like on the ground that seems to be like disconnected from other pieces? Like, can I find like a piece of it that I could pick up that's not connected?
You see some of it that's like swaying in the breeze attached to like foliage and stuff like that. That's not like it's not like a taut string.
Okay, I want to see if I can find a piece that's disconnected that doesn't seem like, you know, it runs along a longer strand and test like the tensile strength.
Yeah, you absolutely can do so.
Cool.
And it kind of feels warm in your hands as you touch it. There's something off. As you touch it, you can feel there's something off about it.
Can I pull on it? Like, will it pull apart, or is it like really strong?
It's really strong. Like when you go to like touch it, you're messing with it. Like it's sort of like you can snap it. Like if you like basically bend it in a way and then use your thumbnails to like snap it. But when you just pull it taut, it's incredibly strong.
Interesting.
But as you kind of pull it apart, that warmth that you felt in it kind of dissipates and fades.
I can get another strand.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
What happens if I like? I want to just like shock and grasp it in my hand. See how it reacts to magic.
It feels warmer in your hands, but nothing really. It feels warmer for a brief moment and then it fades.
Well, I don't know what this stuff is, but it's probably best to try and avoid touching it if you can.
You do see it as on all of the all the buildings around you, for the most part, there are no doors that are like unopened. They're all kind of on hinges, but one looks to be barred. And there's a
On
lot
the
of
outside?
webbing. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, like the door itself is closed. All the other doors are either rotted off and gone, or they're like open, swaying on hinges.
Oh, okay.
Only one is intact.
Oh.
This line or string, webbing for lack of a term, looks to be kind of permeating on all of the buildings and everything, and into the doors of these, except for the one that doesn't have any. It's around the door, but it has not touched the door.
How far away is it?
It's not that far away. It's like maybe 40 feet. Like you see yourself, like it's very, very overgrown, but like it looks to be some sort of plaza, for again lack of a better term.
Are there any like open windows or like any other openings?
Of that building, you see that there are windows, but they all look to be, and most of the windows of these buildings look to be intact.
I'll send Kaius ahead. Gonna hover him over.
Okay, you just have him look at the door.
I want to see, because he's technically like, his being is like tiny. He can appear how I wish. I want to see if there's enough room for him to slip under the door.
There is not.
Then yeah, I'll just kind of observe the door. Like, get up close. See
It-
why this one's
Mhm.
different from the other ones.
Roll an investigation check.
While he's doing that, could I check the ends of a couple of these strands to see if can I cut the strands without it giving way to something else?
You can certainly try.
16.
A 16. And what are you gonna? You're trying to like cut the strands away?
Oh no, that was not mine.
No. But yeah, I was asking what you were doing.
Yeah, I want to cut and collect a couple strands, but before I cut that, I want to check to see if it's gonna initiate a trap.
Roll an investigation or perception check. I'll allow either.
14 investigation.
Looks like you could probably do it.
Okay. Well, then I'll collect a couple of strands.
Okay.
This will be good for research later.
Okay. You collected a couple strands. Remy, you see the door looks... There's no runes. There's nothing remarkable about it. It looks, for all intents and purposes, a metal slatted door. All the strands around it look... There are a couple, not loose ones, but there are a couple that don't have ends to them. They're not attached from end to end. They all look pointed towards the door, as if they were going to try to touch it or encroach upon it, but didn't or couldn't.
Okay, she'll still kind of seeing through Kaius. I don't know what's over there, but something's protecting that area from these odd things.
Is the door locked, Remy?
I'm not sure.
Can you-
Kaius can't interact with it.
Can you send Kaius inside? Or would we have to unlock the door?
We'd have to find some kind of opening. He can't interact with the door or objects.
Mm.
Does it seem like a door that we could open?
It's got a handle on it. You could try it, certainly.
Yes, it has a handle.
I think Sabine will walk up to it.
Adriel, stay close to her.
Just for funsies, she will activate her ghostly gaze to
And see through it.
see through it, just to make sure there's just to see what's behind it.
You looking through it, being able to see past the door itself, can see that it looks to be looks for the most part like a home, a domicile. There's a lot of dust. The furniture looks to be mostly made of stone and intact. In a chair beyond the door, you see a skeleton at a desk, leaning up against the desk, like having fallen over, clutching something. In front of you, in this door, in front of the door, it looks to be that there is boxes and bookshelf, like a bookshelf, basically pushed in front of this, barring it from the inside.
I'll relay the information to everybody. Seems safe to go in. Looks like somebody barred themselves inside. She'll try to open it.
It doesn't appear locked, but you go to push it open and it kind of doesn't give much away. Make a strength check.
Okay.
Or let's make it athletics.
That's a 5.
It does not give way to you.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
She'll back up. She'll give him guidance.
That's
so
what is guidance?
D4.
Okay. Sorry. That's an 18 strength.
Yeah, you push it and it does give way. You hear the scraping of the bookshelf and the box.
Jesus.
But you are able to push it open.
Ladies first.
Adriel will go in, shield up.
You go
Same
in.
with Sabine.
Go in. This room, there is, like I said before, the skeleton with something clutched in its hands. Now this close, you can see it looks to be a book or a journal of some sort.
Sabine will
All of
shift
my-
into her book form and grab the book.
Okay.
Oh gosh, you're so much bigger than you used to be. Did I punch you?
Yeah.
I told you not to punch her.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's what
It's okay.
Sorry? Or do you say oops?
I think sorry it's suffice. I accept your apology.
What
Okay.
languages does Sabine speak? Or what languages
Um,
can Sabine read?
She only speaks Druidic and Common, but she's not even gonna try and look at the book. She's gonna kind of signal to Remy and toss it to her. I think you'll. This will be much more use to you than me. I'm not really a books person.
And you're there now, Remy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the small of this, it's not a big home. It's not a small home. It looks like it's a 2-story, but it looks like all of the windows and the one door look like they were barred or blocked. But yeah, you get the book. It is written in ancient Dwarvish. I'd say because of your your intelligence score and the fact that you speak Dwarvish, you can read this. And I will send you excerpts of it. And I will read like the first one to everyone, and then I will let you read. Unless you want me to just put it all in the chat.
I can read it out.
Okay. And I'll keep sending you it because it's a bit lengthy, but I'll send it to you.
She'll kind of hold the book afar at first and
Ancient Dwarvish. One moment.
While she's trying to decipher it, Adriel will investigate the room.
Okay.
I'll help you to give you advantage.
Ooh.
Roll an investigation check.
Mm-hmm. Good thing you gave me advantage. That first roll was not great. 13.
Okay, 1 second here. I think I'm almost done. Okay, this is the last bit. Okay, so 13. You look around. There doesn't appear to be much else in this room that's not rotted or gone or dusty. Like the stone furniture is here, this corpse is here. Most of it's. As you moved the book, a piece of what was probably its clothing or a cloth fell off and hit the floor and basically turned to dust.
Ooh.
You see that there is some sort of like on the wall and what you assume is like this kind of kitchen area or larder, that there is there's a lot of like bowls and plates, and some sort of jug with a bunch of different nozzles on it, all corked.
Ooh. I don't want to touch it, but I also kind of do.
What do you do?
If Remy starts speaking, then she'll wait until she's done before she brings it to Remy's attention.
I think I think I can read this. Are you all interested? It's quite lengthy.
Go ahead.
Sabine will
You can give us the bullet notes.
push the corpse aside and sit in his chair.
Seems to
Fucking
be someone known as Chronicle Keeper Durand Chisel Peak. He speaks of being newly appointed to his position. Something about his brother being sent off to study at the Arcanum, whatever that is. Seems as though they found some kind of mine with an odd ore inside. A black obsidian, and he speaks with violet stars that twinkle within. The Grand Foreman and Chief Armorer seem to have been in agreement that it was discovery of a lifetime. However, people were getting sick off the ore, it seems. Oh, wait, no. No, not sick from the ore. Fumes. Fumes from within the mines. The armorers and the Arcanum work together. Create some type of breathing apparatus. Keep the pollutants out. Continued to mine. Although this chronicler doesn't seem to think that was a very good idea. See, this is about where I was. The mine has been ordered to be sealed. It may take a while, but with the current foreman missing, Olvendus had to take up the mantle again. Some people are upset, but nobody spoke against it. I hope they do it soon. It seems like another few go missing every day. It's not just miners anymore. They came back, all at once. It's killing people, but something is wrong. They aren't staying dead. I saw a guard cut down, spilling these sickly pale green threads instead of blood, and he rose again, no sound, and latched onto the guard. I turned and ran before the screaming started. I think I'll stay inside. I'm glad I did all my shopping yesterday. Hopefully the council figures out what's happening soon. Last night was awful. I could hear so much screaming and then crunching of doors being broken in.
Ooh.
I was lucky and able to fully barricade myself in. I used to be quite upset the first floor had but one small kitchen window, but now I think...
And it's a name you don't recognize. It's this weird... You don't even have, like, a way to pronounce it in ancient Dwarvish.
Okay, she'll just kind of like...
You believe it to be, like, a god.
Some god for it. I can still hear screams and shuffling. I dare not peer out the windows on the second floor. I think I'll stay in the cellar a while yet. I hope Duran is alright. It's been quiet for several days now. I'm still scared. I dared a peek this morning to see what was happening, and there was nothing. Every ship in the dock I can see seems to still be moored. I'll wait a few more days. I still have plenty of provisions. I can't sail, but I should be able to get a rowboat at the very least. It's bad. I went into the town. The dreadful thread everywhere, but I didn't dare touch it, and was ever so careful to avoid it. Thankful yet again for my previous misfortunes, this time of eyesight issues. When the light hits it, I can see it better, though it and other lights do give me a headache. I'd rather that than whatever touching it may bring. Never thought I'd be so grateful for my father's eyes. I dared check a few homes, but nobody was inside. I'll collect some provisions and try to leave tomorrow. I hope I can make it, and even still warn the tribesmen on the continent. I hope they'll be friendly to me. It's no good. There are no rows I can reach without touching the threads. Everything on the dock is covered. I'm scared. I'm running out of food. I think I'd rather starve than become like the others, though. I don't know where they are. Oh, Duran, I'm scared. That's where it ends.
Just making a mental note. Who touched the thread? Remy and George, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do they look different in any way? Just as I
No.
observe them?
They don't. Not that you can see.
I'm gonna look at my dog and be like, "Why would you mess with those? Naughty dog."
Who's passive? What's everyone's passive perception?
23.
What is Sabine's?
23.
Does anybody have close to Sabine?
Oh, me.
I have 11.
No. I will say only Sabine hears this. You begin to hear the shuffling of feet. Many feet. Coming towards you from outside.
I think that crowd he was talking about is nearby. She'll try to peer out a window.
There was only the one window on this floor, but the door is open behind you.
She'll peek her head out. She doesn't want to try and do it like quick, so she doesn't get noticed.
There are these thin, pale, shambling horde of what looks to be undead. A lot of them walking, it looks like directly towards you. Like, they're far away. They're like down the other end of this plaza. And they're not fast by any means, but there are a lot of them.
Does it seem like they've noticed us, or are they just
They're
wandering?
making a beeline towards you. This group.
Oh,
Are we looking to make new friends?
there is a very large crowd of undead slowly making their way to us. Rough head count, Steve?
What's that?
What's the rough head count, like, at a glance?
At a glance, it's like... How many would you say a horde of zombies is?
15 to 20?
Yeah, I was going to say 20.
Let's say 20. And you can hear many more beyond that from behind them.
Coming from what direction?
It sounds like they're kind of coming from many. Not from the way you
hearing a lot
came,
of
but like
footsteps.
from deeper into the city.
I think they're here to throw a party for us. We from the person in the book. Let's go have a party. Can we go have a party?
How have you lived up to this point?
We can filter them in through the doors and then retreat to the cellar if we need.
You
I
want
will-
to let a horde beset us in a small building?
Yeah.
That's better than in the open. Here, at least, we can control the trickle.
How many people can get through that door at once?
Probably... I'd say maybe two.
Is it 10 feet wide?
About, yeah. It's a fairly big door.
Yeah, so me and Sabine could block the door.
They are pretty slow. Do any of the buildings here look like they'd be more defensible, Adria?
I want to do a quick scan.
Okay. I will allow this scan, so roll a perception check,
Ooh, I have advantage on that. Okay.
and then after that, I'm going to need a we're gonna need a, what do you call it? Initiative.
17.
17. Okay. You're looking for what exactly?
If any of the buildings around us within reach are more defensible than the one we're currently in.
They're all fairly the same. It's very hard to tell if there's anything better than this one. I would say this is probably the most defensible considering.
Okay. Then she will kind of square up and activate her shield in one slot in front of the door, and I suggest we stay here. At least we know if we need to retreat, there's a cellar in this building.
I think Sabine will square up with her, trusting her judgment.
So we're hiding now?
I mean, no, Adria isn't hiding. She's standing in the open door.
Oh, good.
How big is this building, like, feet-wise?
I'd say this building is, like, on the first floor, it's by 20 by 40, like 20 by 40. Each floor looks to be.
20 by 40. Okay, so like rectangular.
Yeah. They're fairly boxy.
Got it.
Now I need initiative.
Okay.
Because the horde is basically upon you.
15.
George has an 11.
I got a 19.
Ooh.
It's pretty high for me.
Ooh. 8.
Okay. Okay. Sabine is up first. They are getting close to you. They're maybe 20 feet away from basically blocking you within the door.
Okay. Yeah, Sabine is going to You said they're 20 feet away?
Yeah. The
Okay.
first parts of this horde. I'm using some rules I found for hordes.
Got it. Sabine is going to cast Show of Moil, which appears as like pitch black flames surrounding her,
Nice.
just taking the form of like a larger like wolf made out of black flames, and just stands in the doorway with Adria. I think she will activate her druidic form. Her starry form is a bonus action, which would be she'll do Chalice. So
Okay.
constellations show up in the flames. And that's her turn.
Okay. It is Adria's turn after. So you are in the doorway with Adria, activating your forms.
Mm-hmm.
Adria is also going to activate a spell, Moonbeam, directly in front of her and Sabine. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time, and its turn starts in there, it's engulfed in ghostly flames that causes searing pain, and it must make a con saving throw. It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half on a successful one.
Okay. So it makes a con save.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's radiant damage. Okay.
And the save, I should give you that too, is 15.
Okay. All right. Are you doing anything else? You've activated Moonbeam in front of you.
And I already animated shield. So yeah, that is I wait.
Okay. Right. Let's see here. Okay, so they will move into that space. Okay. And what is the DC was 15? What did they add? On? They had +3. So they do fail it.
Okay. Do you want me to roll the damage?
Yes, it's your damage. It is
Okay.
not doubled
Why would it be doubled?
because they're undead.
Oh,
they
I
don't-
didn't think it was gonna be.
Yeah, radiant damage typically like undead stuff. It isn't the undead stuff usually susceptible to it. Or am I
Alright.
thinking of RPG Final Fantasy rules?
No, I think you're right. I just didn't even realize. Okay. And 11.
11 total?
Yep.
Okay. A couple of, like, 2 of them in the front, like, fall, but they surge on.
Cool.
They fall to
that's-
the ground, and as they fall, they basically fall, and they become the outer shell of what they look like basically disintegrates into dust, and just a pile of these threads kind of spill out onto the ground before they're immediately stomped on and overtaken by the rest of these beings.
Why do I feel like we're in The Last of Us with the cryptids? Ugh.
I don't know what that is.
It's this.
I think you mean
Mushroom
cordyceps.
zombies.
Oh, cordyceps. Thank you.
Are you posting them somewhere?
No,
They're
called-
pretty different.
What are they called?
it's so on The Last of Us, it's cordyceps, and as people deteriorate from a mushroom, basically they like become a fungus.
Oh, like the actual zombies themselves.
And
It's
like if you
less-
step on them, then
it's-
you tell the other zombies to come.
It's less like I guess that's kind of true with the string,
Yeah.
but it's less. This isn't like it doesn't necessarily look like an organic thing that's happening.
Okay.
These strings look very like artificial almost.
Does it look like the strings I picked up brought these things here?
Well, you'll have to find out later because you're about to be murdered. All right, so Adria and Sabine are here. So, let's see.
Oh, do we have a map? Is this not Theater of the Mind?
This is going to be Theater of the Mind right now because it was fought in a doorway. If it moves to something different, then I'll move it to something different.
Got it.
Okay. I don't think a 12 hits either of you, and I don't think a 9 hits either of you.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Yeah, they begin to push you, try to push you back into this horde is pushing against you. I need both that's the only attacks that are happening, but I need both Sabine and Adria to make individual athletics checks.
Uh-oh.
Athletic.
We'll call it a strength saving throw.
Oh, better.
Because that doesn't happen very often. Strength saving
Yeah.
throws.
Got a 3.
No!
Yeah, that's not great.
I got a 19.
They got a
Damn it,
20.
Sabine.
They got a 21. They begin to push you into the space.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
You each move back 5 feet, and they move in 5 feet. So now they are in the doorway. And that is their turn. It is now George's turn.
So they just pushed past the doorway.
They're
I'm gonna
in the doorway.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my dog and be like, spit it out. spit it out. And then I'll just like yank his bottom jaw open and dig around and grab something. And it looks kind of like a lighter. And he's going to click it a couple of times and like burning hands out the doorway when he's standing right between those two. So he doesn't hurt them, but he hits everyone else.
Can the dog
outside.
occupy this? I know you as a small creature can do that. Can the dog do that? Can the dog occupy that space?
The dog's behind me. I grabbed the lighter out of him.
I'm gonna say that because Sabine and Adria are directly in front of you, the dog can't shoot between them. Like they would have to make a saving throw.
I think he's casting Burning Hands.
Oh,
I think
you're
he was-
casting Burning Hands. Okay, then yeah, you do that. I thought you were saying like, oh, for flavor we can make it the dog, but I thought you were mechanically the dog was doing it.
I
The dog
pulled
do?
this like lighter style thing out of the dog. I'm
Gotcha.
casting it through the lighter.
What? And this is a dex save, I'm imagining, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they fail.
Wow, 14 fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, they don't like it. A couple more of them go down, but the horde keeps surging.
All right, for his bonus action, he's gonna start shaking his hands a little bit. And he's gonna go. I think they want to play. I think they want to play, and he's gonna go into a rage.
Uh-oh.
Very
And-
nice.
As he rages, he grabs the dog, and it forms around him like an exoskeleton, and also forms into this giant Rex.
That's cool.
Amazing.
This tech is strange. You see it move as if like it breaks into many pieces. It wasn't articulated well. It doesn't look like he really... It looked like he was doing it second nature, having this thing do what it did. But this tech is impressive, considering its condition. And it will go to Remy's turn.
All right. Couple of things. I'm gonna send Kaius outside and up. He can only go 30 feet in this turn, but I'm gonna get him as high as I can to try and get like a visual on like all that's coming.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Storm Sphere in front of the door.
Okay. Tell me what that does.
So it is a 20-foot radius sphere, so I'm gonna have it be just in front of the door, so if they like come to the door they have to walk through it. They need to make a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Anyone, let me see. Each creature in the sphere.
You can get in the entirety of the horde.
Okay,
That's the space it's taking up is 20 by 20.
Each creature in the sphere must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. And then until the spell ends, I can use a bonus action on each of my turns to cause a bolt of lightning to leap from the center of the sphere towards one creature I choose within 60 feet of the center.
15 is what the save is. So I believe they fail against your spell save DC, right?
Yeah, my DC is 17.
Yeah.
So each of them would take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, which let me roll that.
It's just 2d6. The horde is one entity.
Okay. 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, you see another couple will go down.
I'll use my bonus action to shoot that lightning bolt at like just the closest one to Adria and
Is that another
Sabine.
save? Or is that another attack?
I make an attack with that.
Okay, cool.
That is 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. Let me roll the damage on that. 3, 9, 13, 17. 17 lightning damage.
Oof.
as
yeah.
the storm whips up. And then I'm going to send, because he shares my initiative, I'm going to send Marrow behind Sabine and Adria to try and shore up and like help them push forward.
Okay. I will say that the next time the horde tries to push, that Adria and Sabine, either one of you can have advantage, or you can both add a +2 to your roll.
Okay.
So you'll have to make that decision if and when that time comes. But top of the round, it becomes Sabine.
Okay. Yeah, Sabine's gonna just take 2 big, like, arcing swipes into the horde that's pressing through the door.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Let's see. It's a 26 and a 20.
Those both hit.
Okay. It's 13 slashing for the first one,
Okay.
and 11 slashing for the second.
So 24 total.
Yes.
They
And-
are looking pretty, like, this horde looks pretty wiped out.
And as a bonus action, a deep red glow comes from her mouth as she just like outpours like a gout of flame onto them, and
Oh,
uses her Naga stone to cast Burning Hands as a bonus action.
Dragon
Okay.
Wolf.
Yeah.
And they need to make a dexterity save.
Oh, they fail.
Okay. They take 13 fire damage.
They are very, actually 13 does it. This horde is wiped out. You've after this, you do seem to realize that this horde is susceptible to areas of effect very easily.
Oh.
But they burn away. You do still hear shuffling in the distance. Much more now with the sounds of fighting and spells and whatnot.
Well,
We should probably move.
yeah, we've got a few minutes to shore up for a second wave.
Oh, listen, we need to draw them to the center of the storm. I can keep it running for a while. If we can get them there, they'll basically destroy themselves.
You want to stay here then?
Not much other places to go, unless you guys can fly.
I'm fine with that. I want to point to George. I'm going to say, you are up front with us.
And he's just gonna start shaking. And play! Ah!
See why he doesn't remember. It's fine. All right. If we're staying here, then she'll get back up into the door.
Okay. You hear more of these things shuffling. You see another horde come from the same place that one did, and with it, the sound of metal accompanying it. From behind, it looks like there is some sort of armored and robed individual, glowing blue eyes, leading this pact of these things.
That doesn't look good. Remy?
Another from further off down another road of the plaza, you can see what looks to be another horde forming.
I point to the guy with blue eyes. Say, any thoughts? And I also want to try to identify what kind of a caster that would be.
I mean, do you have an ability that lets you identify a caster? Or are you just
I was
doing
just
like
going
a
to try and
check?
roll an insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
22?
22. What you're like? It's hard to tell. Whatever it was in life, probably it looks like this was possibly a wizard or someone of arcane means in life. Whatever is controlling it now seems to have access to whatever it knew.
It's
It-
taking too long.
And I would say, with that check, you can tell these things are less undead and more puppets, more constructs than undead.
Constructs of this blue-eyed thing?
Hard to say. Whatever is causing all of this, they are puppets of some sort. Whether it's this thing or not, it's hard to say. But I need everyone's initiative will stay the same. I'll just roll new initiatives for the hordes. And this
Adria, if these things are susceptible to our area of effect attacks, is it best if we are in this building? Because if they overrun us, we can't do that well, without hitting each other. Like if they break into the house.
I see what you mean, but I certainly wouldn't want to go out there where we could get surrounded.
Let's play! And he's going to, like, just moving towards the door.
Yeah.
I want to step aside for him.
Yeah, we'll say that you can
Sabine
get.
will let him through.
I'll allow you to get like 30 feet out of the door. You get, I'd say you're maybe like another 20 feet from this horde in this thing. I'll allow that as like a freebie between this initiative and the next.
Can I do one more thing before? Say one more thing?
You could say one more thing, sure.
Okay, I want to point to that bottle that I saw and point it out to Remy and say, see if that would be of any help.
And we're going to move right into initiative. And this thing is going to go first because it rolled really, really well. It's going to hold up its hand and it's going to shoot directly at... it's going to shoot directly at George, actually.
Oh, quick question. How close, because I sent Kaius outside, how close is Kaius to this thing?
Kaius is up in the air, like he went out and then up. So he's like 20 feet in the air. So he's 20 feet in the air and then 50 feet away. So like whatever angle that would be, we could say it's like a distance of like 70-ish feet.
20 feet in the air, 50 feet away. God damn it. Math.
Yeah, let's say 60 feet. We'll like kind of split that difference of the 20 feet in the air.
Okay.
I'm not doing Pythagorean's theorem here.
I was about to...
That's literally what we would do.
Yeah, I was about to start
A² plus
calculating.
B² equals C², yeah. 50 feet away, 20 feet up. What's the distance between that? So,
Okay.
I mean, we can do it. We can do it real quick.
I'll do it.
Plus... it'd be like 54 feet away, but we're gonna
I'm
We'll
fine
round
with
it.
I'm fine with 60.
we get 60. All right, so
I was asking that because I would like to cast Counterspell through Kaius.
okay, as a reaction,
Yeah.
okay, roll a it's a roll off, I believe, isn't it? Or you have to roll versus its like spell level.
If
Oh,
So
never
it-
mind. Sorry, it would just fail actually, because this is not a spell it's casting. It's just a thing it does.
well, if it's not casting a spell, then
It's not a spell that like you could ever learn.
okay. Then I guess I won't
Yeah, it's
counterspell
not
then.
like it's nothing would happen.
Okay. If I didn't see it casting a spell, then I wouldn't do that.
Well, it's holding up its hand and getting ready to shoot this sickly green bolt. So like you would then infer, okay, this is not a traditional spell. Like once your counterspell didn't work,
Okay.
because it
So I
looks like a
still-
spell. It's a feature of. So it's like how the new stuff is. Like there are spell casters that you can use counterspell on, but there are creatures with abilities that are magical abilities that don't count as spells.
Okay. So I still lose the counterspell then.
Yes.
Okay.
But you have gained information and some insight into this thing as, okay, this is not a air quote caster. This is not like this can't do articulate magic.
I see. Okay. That's good to know.
This is less like whatever's controlling it doesn't have access to these things' minds.
I see.
I know a 26 is probably hitting George, but does a 14 hit George?
A 14 does not.
Okay. You are going to take some damage here.
All right.
And what kind of barbarian are you?
I'm a zealot.
Okay, so I believe you're going to be susceptible to this damage. You take 11 points of necrotic damage.
All right.
If that does reduce for some reason, then it would reduce.
It does not.
Okay, then yeah, it's 11 points to you.
He takes it and laughs. Ha! Yes, play.
God.
Getting gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist vibes.
Damn.
Lust, can I eat him?
I feel like Kaius would have got along with him very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It rolls to Sabine's turn.
Okay. How far are they away from good
50.
old George?
They're 20 feet away from George. They're 50 feet away from you.
Yeah, she's gonna go. Sorry, Adria. He's gonna get swarmed out there, and she runs after him. Yeah, she runs after him, and gosh, I guess she can't really do anything. I guess she'll be like within 5 feet of George, and I guess
If
ready
you
in
end-
action.
If you end your turn in the sphere, like if you run out there, you would have to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay. Is George in the sphere right now?
Your storm sphere is like directly in front of the building, isn't it?
Yeah, I put it like right in front of the
Yeah.
door.
And Moonbeam is there still too.
I will say if you make the save, you don't take any damage.
I
Is it,
do both of those saves then.
I'm
Do
gonna-
note this is
I
difficult
did forget
terrain
that. I did
in the sphere.
But yeah, you would have had
then-
both those saves. I'm gonna try to stream this. I'm not sure how well I'm gonna be able to do with where everybody is. So here's
Actually,
George.
in that case, then if George is like in the storm, she will stay put, and
Oh, the
I
map is
guess
cool. Sorry.
I guess hold her action to cast Burning Hands if one of the hordes or anything gets close.
Okay, so you're staying back where you're at then. Or are you
Yeah.
getting-
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not going into the storm.
Okay. I do need George to make saving throws against that storm and the moonbeam. I did forget about those things that were still there in the air.
What is the ability score I need to
Right
use?
back.
Pretty sure I fail both of them.
It's a strength saving throw. You got to beat 17. And also, moving through the sphere is difficult terrain.
I'll allow him to have gotten where he got though.
So if
Okay,
you don't,
that's my bad.
if you don't end in the sphere, you don't have to take it.
Okay. I did not end in a sphere, but I got a 13 or 14 for my strength saving.
Okay. Does he have to make any kind of save for the moonbeam, Adria?
That's a DC 15 con. However, I want you to rule on whether it's up or not because it lasts a minute.
Yeah, it would still be up.
Okay. Then yeah, DC 15 con.
7 and 7 is 14.
Okay, that's 2d10 radiant. I mean, well, does it go against allies? I guess it's an area of effect, isn't it?
Sure is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 2d10. You're lucky I haven't upcasted that one. 9.
9. Okay, 9. Yeah, 9 damage then to old boy.
How much damage did I take from the storm? Or because I didn't stay there, I didn't take any?
I don't think you took any because you didn't stay there.
Yeah, as long as you don't end your turn in the storm, you don't take any damage.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Gucci. So this is the building that you were in, we'll say. And then this is Adria. Oh, that's... Where'd the wolf go? I had a wolf. There. There's Sabine. Oh, I already had one. My map is being stupid. Alright. It's fine. Here we go. So here's Adria, here's Sabine. We're gonna say Remy is still back in the building, right? And here is old boy, George. Boy George. And here's this horde. I really wish there was an actual gargantuan creature I could use. I'm sure there is, I just don't know which one it is. Giant? That's not a giant. Don't fucking lie.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, I can use 4 of these instead of fucking 20 of these assholes, so maybe we'll do that. That's fine.
I mean, it's a horde. They move all at once.
Yeah. Okay. And you guys are just seeing my tail spire, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cool
You did
map.
good.
Did you make it?
I did not. I
Oh.
was too lazy. And by too lazy, I mean I did not have enough time. I started to and said, fuck this.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's utilizing tools.
Yeah, I like the tail spire stuff. I want to get more use it. I want to use it a little bit more. I'm not as great at it as I would like to be. It's not as fast or as streamlined as I'd like it to be. But here we are. It is now. After Sabine went, she's just holding a fire breath action, or a burning hands out of her mouth. It is now the horde's turn. They are going to move up. Oh, awesome! I can grab them all. Fuck yeah! I grabbed most of them. Let me get more of these boys. Some of these fucking nasty. Get some of these little nasty boys. Yeah, that makes things a gajillion times easier. Oh, I didn't want you two. You boys. And then you. They're gonna move past this boy. And they're gonna basically rush and try to get old George. I don't think an 11 hits George.
No.
These guys kind of suck, but they are what they are. And that is it. So it becomes Adria's turn.
Okay, so none of this horde is currently at the door.
Correct.
Man. I really don't want to move from this good position.
Well,
Okay, so the plant life around us, you mentioned that the city is kind of overrun. Does it look like that plant life is tied to this guy in any way, or is it just plants from what I see?
it's just plant life, as in it became overgrown because it's an ancient city. The string and stuff like that is separate from the plant life.
Okay.
Like the thread, like this gross, sickly green thread is not plant life.
That's fair. Okay. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna help him this way. I'm gonna cast Aid. I can choose up to 3 creatures. Each target hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration.
Okay.
And so I'll do that on George, Sabine, and Remy.
Okay. So their hit points increase by 5. Right?
Awesome.
Yes, and then I'll hunker down and wait.
Okay.
Nice.
It is then George's turn.
Hey. And he's going to take 2 Great Axe attacks into this just mob of undead.
Yeah. Roll to hit.
That is a 13 and a 14.
They both hit.
All right.
Roll damage.
The first one is a D12 and a D6. That's 15 damage for the first hit, and 6 damage for the second.
Okay. Alright, you take out, like, you cut through, like, 3 of them in a swing, and then embed, like, another, like, head, and just, again, they crumple into this silly string.
You watch as he grips the handle of the axe tighter, and these 2, like, blades on the front start spinning in opposite directions, start, like, cutting through and grinding these people.
Jeez.
Brutal. Brutal as hell. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I'm not sure I have anything else I can do.
It's
No.
alright.
I'm
Okay.
good.
It is Remy's turn.
I will cast lightning bolt at the caster looking dude, and I'll do it through Kaius.
Okay.
He needs to make a DC 17 dexterity save.
15 total, so he fails.
Nice. I'm going to change the damage from lightning to slashing.
Okay.
Because they seem to be made of this weird strandy stuff, so I'll see what that does. So, as Kaius will just like shoot tons of tendrils like from his back out towards him, and they'll get almost like a razor edge as they hit towards this guy.
Love it.
Oof.
Roll that damage.
I'm rolling in the chat. I'm not gonna roll 8d6. Oof. Shit rolls. 18 slashing damage. And then as a bonus action, I am going to use the lightning bolt from the center of the sphere and shoot it at him as well.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
That does hit.
Nice. 4, 8, 13. Another 19 lightning damage.
Yeah, he takes it. He just look happy about it.
Oof.
And I'm gonna send Marrow out towards them. He'll just go square up alongside George.
Did I give him a movement speed? Say he can get there though. Kind of goof about it on his.
Yeah, I don't see a movement speed. I just assumed it was like 30.
I don't think I gave him one. Desktop. Undead puppet. Movement. Yeah, I don't think I gave him one. He can be no more than 30 feet away from you, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, can be no more than 30 feet away from a mage at any given time, otherwise falls into catatonic state.
Oh.
Okay.
As your red thread begins to,
get taught.
Yeah.
So is that like 30 feet away then, right there?
I would say that you could get him to there, but you would have to also be 30 feet away. So you're essentially 30 feet away from your boy. 1, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You'd be there. But yes, you can do that. Kaius is somewhere around. Kaius is
Okay.
somewhere around over here, goofing.
Can I be a little, so I'll put him at that square a little closer to me, like kitty corner to George.
Here,
One down from that.
here.
Yeah, right there. So that he's
Okay.
still within 5 feet, because I want him to use his defender ability on George.
Okay.
And then I'll be a little closer over to like that side building. Just so I'm out of range of my own storm sphere. I'll probably go like 10 feet in the air too, just so I'm safe.
You'll have to be there. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll go in the air, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. It is then this boy's turn. Seeing these shenanigans, he'll move 5, 10, 15, 20. He'll move here. He's gonna do another couple of these dealy bobs he's been doing. He's gonna put them at George again. 26 and a 21 to hit.
Yeah, those both hit.
Were those at disadvantage?
Let's say the first one was. The 21 would be the lower. So yeah, the lowest. So the first two, the lowest was a 21, and then the second two, the lowest was a 19.
Still both hit. Oh, wait, shield.
Okay. What does your AC become with shield?
With shield, my AC becomes 23.
Are you wearing armor?
My dog counts as a shield.
Okay, so you are holding a shield.
Yes. If not, that's okay.
I'm
I'll
just
just-
checking because I was just checking to make sure that made sense with barbarian and rage. But yeah, it sounds like it does. Okay. So yeah, then those don't do anything.
And they can still rage as long as it's medium armor.
Yeah, I just don't remember. There's like something that happens if they're wearing armor. They just don't get their unarmored defense or something.
Yeah,
like
they don't
that.
get the con to their
Yeah.
armor bonus.
But I don't think a shield counts as armor.
It doesn't.
Okay.
You are you can't cast shield as a spell.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're raging.
You're raging.
Oh yeah.
I was like, something's not right
Okay,
here because
well,
I would have
first-
done that if I
I
had
will
that
take-
ability a long time ago.
All right. Thank you for that. I will take the damage.
Okay, I was just like, wait a minute.
Hold the phone.
Hold on. Something here is not quite right. You take 18 necrotic damage.
Ouch. All right.
I rolled very poor. And that is its turn, and it is now Sabine's turn. You're over here in this doorway,
Okay.
but we'll
That-
say you're 30 feet away from him because when I first placed all this, I goofed.
30 feet away from
George,
the.
you could
from
get like
George?
next to George. Like if you wanted to run, you could get to like here.
Okay. Let's see. That horde hasn't moved, right? It's stuck with George.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Seeing that it appears our defensive maneuvers have failed, I think Sabine's just gonna run through that storm and join George.
Okay, get to there. You don't take any damage because you don't end your turn in the storm, so you're fine.
Okay.
And Moonbeam was dropped, right?
It probably would have been by now, yeah.
Well, it hasn't been that many rounds of combat, so if you dropped it, that's fine. But if you didn't drop it, then I need Sabine to make a save against you.
Let me look.
It would last For 10
Okay.
rounds.
Yeah, it hasn't
But-
been 10 rounds, and you
Right,
didn't
but
move
Bless
it.
is the concentration, and so is Moonbeam.
Oh, so then it did drop.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Then no, you don't need to save against Moonbeam. You could also just say I dropped it, which is fine.
Question. Am I close enough to make an attack on the horde?
Not with a melee attack.
Okay.
I'll allow you to get to it. Sure. You can make a melee
Sweet.
attack against him.
Nice. Make 2 big swings.
Okay, roll the hit.
Uh, 21 and a 27.
Believe it or not, those both hit.
It's 13 slashing and
God.
9 slashing.
Okay.
And she will do her last, her second to last bonus action.
Burning hands. How many of those do
Burning
you get a day?
She gets 4 of them.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
burned. You burned one. You burned one by holding it, and now you're burning one, so you'll have one more after this. Then. So,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So they need to make dex saves. Oh, total damage is 5.
Okay. You take out another one as it basically melts into silly string.
Nice. Yeah, that's her turn.
All right, it becomes Adria's turn now.
If I move next to the ghost of Kaius, am I outside of the range of the storm still?
I don't. Can you move the storm?
No, I can't. It's right in
Then
front of the
I
door.
don't believe. Yeah, it's right in front of the door. What's the range of it? It's 20 feet, right?
It's a 20-foot radius, so it's a
Yeah.
40-foot spear.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you're
it's-
good. Yeah, you're not gonna get out of it. You'd have to run all the way over to the horde. All the way on the opposite. You'd have to dash to get through it.
I don't even know if you could, because it's difficult terrain moving through that thing.
Oh, we haven't been operating this correctly. It's
We
fine.
have not.
Not even close to like. No one would have gotten through that and all the way to the horde. But live and learn. I'll allow you to either get. You'll have to take like a dash to get out of it, or you can run directly to the horde or stay where you're at.
I can't go next to Kaius.
You could, but you're gonna be in her bullshit storm.
If I dashed, isn't that an action?
Yes, it is for you.
I want to do that. I think I can do what I want to do where I'm at.
Okay.
I believe, because I want to cast a duel on the Wizzy guy.
Okay. What is that?
So basically, I attempt to force him into a duel. He makes a save of Wisdom 15.
Okay.
On a failed save, he's drawn to me and has disadvantage on attack rolls against any creature other than me.
Is this a charmed condition?
It doesn't say charm.
Sounds like it's a charmed condition. Like, would this work on an elf?
Wait, look
Yeah,
at it.
yeah, I think it would.
It's an enchantment level type spell. I'm just gonna Google it. Is compelled duel a charm?
Oh, it's like I typed is compel duel and
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it doesn't impose the charmed condition.
okay.
Because he's not friendly towards me in any way.
Well, it wouldn't matter. Like there are charm spells, so like if like you were fighting an elf and you tried to like use any kind of charm spell against it, it wouldn't affect it. Sort of a situation. He has like something like that.
Mm.
But if this is not considered a charm spell, then it won't matter.
Yeah, if they are, like, it generally says like they gain the charmed condition, and that's the identifier of a charm spell.
So he would need to make a wisdom 15.
Okay.
And then I would take the dodge action as my action.
Yeah, he fails it.
One thing to note for a negative on my end, the spell ends if I attack any other creature besides him. Yeah, that's really, yeah.
And if we attack him too, like we can't attack him anymore, the spell ends.
Oh yeah, okay. So when she attacks him, can she point to him and say, "You're mine"?
Sure.
All right, that's all.
Yeah, he's like a. I'm just seeing if he's a construct. But I'll allow this to happen. I'll have to look at it after to see if what this will do in the future. But, yep. He looks at you. Your taunt doesn't really seem to do anything, but he does face you.
Cool.
For what it's worth. And that's your turn. It is George's turn.
He is going to continue to do his thing and play with all of his new friends. And he's going to move deeper into the swarm as he's just looking away at these things, having
Nice.
the time of his life.
Roll the hit.
That is... I gotta call Great Weapon Master before I roll. The first one is a 21 to hit, and I'm going to use Great Weapon Master on the second.
Okay.
That's a 10 plus 8 minus 5, so 13.
Those both hit.
Okay. The first one is 15, 17 damage for the first one.
Okay.
And the second one is 19 damage.
Oof. This horde is basically almost eviscerated.
Ooh.
I would say
You
meat
wanna-
grinder, but there's not blood. It looks like a really bad party at like a Chuck E. Cheese. All the silly string.
Sad.
You want to start taking away some of those guys, some of those zombies?
Their
show how
size,
far.
their size stays the same.
Oh,
They're still gargantuan until the horde is destroyed. Off the stat block I'm using anyway.
okay.
They're close to being gone. They're just spaced out.
I just found it. Compelled Duel is on a list of things that is not affected by the charm immunity.
Cool.
Had to dig for that one.
It is now Remy's turn.
Cool. So seeing that she's compelled that creature, I'm just gonna shoot a firebolt into the horde of zombies, try and hit one of them.
Cool, roll the hit.
Ooh, it did not roll great. 14.
That hits.
Oh shit. Okie dokie. Oh god, I am not rolling great. 8 fire damage.
You take another one of them out.
And then I'll use my bonus action to arc the lightning out into the horde as well.
Okay. Is that a save or do you just roll?
That's an attack roll.
Okay, roll the hit.
Better roll, finally. Good god. 23.
That hits.
Nice. 2, 6, 7. Wow, my damage rolls have been shit. That's 10 more lightning damage.
You wipe out this horde.
Nice. She's just gonna be a little ball of arcane fury throwing fire and lightning.
Yeah, they are wiped. And are you doing anything else?
I'm going to call Marrow back to me.
Okay. Give me one. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
So does Adria want to 1v1 this dude?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I just am trying to make it simple, and I feel like you guys have the horde handled really well, and maybe if we get rid of this guy, they'll stop coming. I don't know. So I wanted to see. Yeah. But that could also be a terrible mistake. We'll find out.
Sabine will absolutely let Adria try to 1v1 this guy.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mess with it.
As long as you save me if I fail, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a Constitution saving throw, but George would love to let you take this one.
Plus, I have a feeling there's about to be another horde upon us that you guys can handle, hopefully.
I would be rolling so much better. I forgot I had bless.
Oh shit. Who
My
did you
dog is
bless,
asleep.
honey?
I didn't bless, I cast aid. And only
okay.
if I do have bless, but I haven't cast it yet.
Okay. Aid is not a concentration.
I know.
So you could have your moonbeam back up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because earlier you said you cast bless, and that's why your moonbeam went down.
Oh. Well, I guess it's that go. Though, I mean, she would kind of have to drop it to move through it, which is actually...
You can move it.
Can I?
Moonbeam? Yeah.
Oh. How helpful.
Also, it looks like compelled duel is concentration too. So
The problem... Oh, well, there we go. Also, to move it takes an action, and her action is able to give up, so...
Moonbeam.
It's a great paladin spell for hordes.
Oh yeah, Kez. I was kind of having technical difficulties when we were doing character introductions. Did anybody say what Sabine looks like?
We kind of described you, but not like
Yeah.
in full detail.
You should describe it.
Is he here right now?
You hear, Kez?
Perhaps not.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, there's not much to describe about her. I just figured I'd since I was having technical difficulties. Sabine is like a big giant, like red wolf. She kind of switches in and out of like a very slight furbolg form and like a giant wolf.
That's freaking awesome.
Looks like she's like max 20 years old in her furbolg form. Not too old.
Okay.
Question.
Sorry about that. I
Is
had
the
to find
scene big
paint.
enough for Adria to ride into battle? This is an important question.
Oh, that was a good question.
Oh, you talking about his robo dog?
No, I'm talking about Sabine. Adria riding Sabine into battle.
I do not think so. I think that Remy could. I think that George could, but I don't think Adria can.
That's fair.
Too
Sorry, that
big
took me
with
so-
her big armor.
I was
Yep.
trying to find the tramadol. Couldn't remember where I put them. I have a fucking ear splitting tension headache.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's alright.
Do we want to take a quick break?
I mean, I just did. I found tramadol and back. So it's just a tension headache from jaw clenching. So it's fine. I'll be alright. I could have taken a cyclobenzaprine, but I choose to not die tonight.
Yeah, don't jaw clench. do that too.
Don't joggle. If I only had thought of that.
Just don't do the thing, you know?
Don't do
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
Silly
my-
Steve.
Someone having a panic attack or an anxiety attack. Hey, have you ever just thought about, not?
Not? Could you just like calm down?
Could you just not?
Great.
Guy having a heart attack. Hey, stop it.
Deep breaths.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help. Good, nice.
Oh.
All right, the horde is gone. It's Sabine's turn now, I believe.
I mean, Sabine heard Adria's like 1v1 me bro announcement.
Okay.
Let's go, brah.
You could do,
Can
you could do nothing. We could. Anyone who wants to let Adria fight this thing could step out of initiative, and it could be this thing, Adria.
Isn't there
whoever
another
else.
horde coming?
Yeah, far away.
I think she's gonna hold her action like continually to attack if it seems like Adria's like in trouble. But
Okay.
she wants to let Adria test her mettle. She can respect that. But
All right. Oh,
I guess can she make like a perception check to see like estimate like how far like any other threats are from us?
yeah. Also, I'm gonna show you my puppy because he's here.
Oh.
The poopy.
Come here. Come here, Stinky.
Oh, a baby! He's so big.
He is big. He's bigger than I thought
He's 5 months old.
he'd be. Aw.
Big
He's a
poopy.
itty itty.
He's gonna be a big boy.
Little boy,
German Shepherd.
look at
Lab
him.
Gonna be
He
cute.
is very thin. I can feel all him ribs. He needs to eat more. But he's just been sleeping. We also need to get him looked at for... He's going back to get neutered on the 30th, and they're going to check his breathing, because it sounds like he's having a hard time breathing. He might have like a deviated septum or something.
Mm.
But they'll pay, because
Poor
where did
guy.
what did we adopt him from? What's it called? Davis County Animal Shelter. So they'll... Yeah, it only cost us $50 to adopt him. For a puppy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. You guys went to a shelter and not a breed.
Yeah, we went to a breeder
Oh.
for our initial dog, the Australian Shepherd, because that's what we wanted, and we wanted like our first dog to be like really healthy and like well bred and everything like that. And also he was the last of his litter anyway, and he wasn't getting bought for the job that he was supposed to do because he was the runt and skittish. So but the real story is that my wife saw him on Facebook without knowing anything about it, and she was like, "That's the dog I want." And then it just turned out that it was from
Aw.
an actual Australian Shepherd breeder.
Okay.
Love at first sight.
Yep.
I was supposed to say, your wife is like, oh god, Wilson from the oh god, I can't think of the show now with Tim Allen in it. Where you like never actually see her face, because like all I ever see is like her face is always just out of the camera.
Oh yeah, they're like, you're like Wilson from Home Improvement. Like no one can ever really see your face. They only ever see your body.
There we go.
Hello, there we go.
Yeah, hi. They've only ever seen
Oh,
like
no,
your
I
body
missed
walking by.
There we go.
I think
I just always thought it was funny. It was like, oh, there's Steve's wife. Like, just her body though. Like,
one day it'd be the perfect murder. Just someone dressed in my wife's clothes would murder me, and he would just assume it's my wife. It probably was my wife. Okay, you gonna go cuddle with mommy and go sleep some more? Alright, goodbye, Puppo. The cat is glaring at him.
Oh no.
Oh shit, he just tried to
Oh.
jump towards her. She is not having it. She doesn't like puppies. She likes dogs. She doesn't like puppies. She hates cats. She hates cats even more. She won't do anything. She'll just hiss. She just complains. Okay. I wanted to show you my dog. Yeah, 1v1,
100% worth it.
1v1. There, Adria, it's your
Well,
turn.
it's other people's turn. I don't want to.
No, it's Sabine said she was not taking a turn. She was like,
Oh.
I'll do something if it's, if it looks bad for Adria, I'll step in. But it then in initiative order does fall to you.
Yeah, she's
Cool.
just staying vigilant, making
How
sure nothing
close?
pops up on us.
Okay. How close?
Far away. Like if you, I would say in the next few rounds, kill this guy, you might be able to get away or hide or recoup somewhere. They're like off in the distance, like let's say 300 feet away. And they don't move fast. I'd say with fighting two hordes at this point, you would realize their movement is about 20 feet per round.
Okay.
So they take a while to move. There's just a lot of them. So what you doing, Adria?
If I Misty Step, can I avoid the storm?
I'll drop it.
Yeah, you can just drop it.
Well, I don't think I could get to him in one turn because he's more than 30 feet away from me, right?
You could Misty Step and move and get to him.
Okay, so yeah, she'll Misty Step and then get up to him and two-handed battle axe.
Okay, roll the hit.
First one is 23, second one 20.
Yeah, they both hit. Knock them up.
Then we got 11 damage
Okay.
and 9 damage.
He is still up. 11 and 9, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's still up, but barely.
That is... Wait. You tell me if you allow me to do this. Can I do one of my smites with that hit? No,
you would
it's
have to have called it.
yeah. Also, it's a bonus action, and I Misty Stepped as a bonus action.
Yeah, I mean, you could have, if you had made the hit, you could have used a regular smite, like actually pumped an actual smite into him. But you have to call that before all the damage is done. And
Sure.
Like that. Like, oh, he's still alive. Oh, could I pump a smite? Like, I won't, unfortunately, allow that.
Yeah, I always forget I can smite. Anyway, that's my turn.
Yeah, I honestly think regular smiting is much more potent than the smites. But I think you can do both by rules as written. Technically,
And
Okay.
which is weird. But yeah, it is then George's turn, unless George wants to do something.
George will actually come up probably 10 feet away from both of them and look at him very menacingly and be like, "You play with my friend. You play nice, or else I play with you too."
He doesn't seem to register you.
Yeah, and he's just gonna stand there.
Okay. It then is Remy's turn.
I will move up. Try and get close to. I want to get to where I can put Marrow behind, like next to Adria, so he can do the defender thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that and have him use his defender ability.
Okay.
Oh, I want to send Kaius 30 feet higher into the air and like survey around and see what's coming.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Since I'll allow you to do that as like an action, essentially.
17.
Okay, 17. You see there is a ton of hordes that are amassing, but you can see they're all kind of coming from the same direction. It looks like there's a mountainside, or like a small mountain, or a mine far off in the distance that they're all starting to spill from.
How far?
It's pretty far off. Like, it wouldn't be like you're not gonna get there in a combat thing. It's gonna be like an in-between combats. You're gonna want to book it there. Like it's across the city, essentially. But he's
Okay.
fairly high up, and this city slopes downward from here, so I feel like Kaius will be able to see a good portion, most of the city, and its layout. It's kind of like elongated. It's not, the city isn't spread out. It's kind of like in a line, and things are placed in certain ways. Like you can see like a forge, and like this bigger building that looks like it's a church or a temple or a school. Yeah, you can see quite a bit, but they're all coming from one place, it looks like.
So they're kind of pouring out of this mine.
Correct.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. So Remy can fly with the boots.
Uh-huh.
If I were to fly there as fast as I could, because what I'm thinking is if I could put down a sphere right in front of there, so they have to walk through it, I could massively slow this down.
There's a ton that have already poured out.
I see. Okay, so there's like probably not a whole lot left coming out of there.
There might be more coming out of there, but you're gonna run the risk of like being alone in the air, and there are things now that you're aware of that can at least try to hit you from the ground, and you'd be alone across the city.
Yeah.
So like you could certainly do that. You would kill quite a bit of them if you did that, and cut this horde down. But there is a city's worth of these zombie constructs here.
Do I think if I flew there, like just dedicated flew there hard, I could get there in a minute?
No.
No. Okay, I'll probably just stay here then. That'll be my turn.
Okay. It is then. It is this thing's turn. It's going to try to make a hit against Adria. I believe there's no way this thing is gonna hit unless it gets mega ridiculously lucky, because it's a disadvantage and Adria has like a gajillion AC. No way. A 13. Yeah, it falls to Sabine's turn.
Sorry, keeping my dog from eating my other dog's medicine. Yeah, right. Yeah, she's just hanging out.
Okay, it's Adria's turn.
You're muted, hun.
Thank you. Just over here talking away. This time I'm going to call it and say I'm going to use Smite and then a bonus action Wrathful Smite on top of that.
Okay, roll to hit.
All the dices.
Like, roll your first hit, like, and damage first.
Oh, okay. So the first hit was 21.
That hits. So roll damage, and you're smiting him?
Yeah, smiting him and adding that Wrathful Smite.
Okay. So burn those slots and do that damage.
Smooted. 3d8. 13?
13 damage total?
Yeah.
Wow, you were really low on those smites.
I did. It was really bad.
That's 2 spell slots, and it's just okay. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's definitely smote. He had 3 hit points left.
He smote. Oh, did he die?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He fucking exploded into silly string. So you do in the distance here a ton more of these things. I'd say Remy with Kaius in the sky, you can see. You're like, all right, cool. We killed. They got like a caster, and you see like a ton more of these casters.
Ah, fuck.
Like, there's a couple over here. There's a couple over there.
Could I, using Kaius, like kind of my eyes in the sky, try and find a route that's gonna give us like basically like the path of least resistance to the mine.
You roll either an investigation. I was gonna say perception, but I
do
think
that.
This is like an investigation check.
I'm gonna use my
Brain
reborn
thing.
ability to add a d6 to that as well.
This is big brain time.
Time for some fucking 4D chess over here.
This is less about seeing everything and more about like planning a route.
Oh fuck. 32.
Oh fuck. Yeah, like I'm gonna say I had like a set amount of encounters for a couple different routes, but I'm gonna reduce it because of that. But you feel like you can probably get through to the mouth of this cave if you go through this like kind of like slimmer route. You might run into a couple small detachments, but you don't think you're gonna run into any like big hordes.
Perfect. I will like kind of come out of the sight really quickly and like, okay, I think I found a path to the mountain. It seems to be where they're coming out of. But we're gonna need to move fast.
Let's get going then.
Lead on.
I'm going to continue to look through Kaius in the sky. I need someone to carry me.
At this point, George is back to normal, and the wolf just forms back behind him, and he's like, "You need some carries? Wolfie carry you."
Anyone else?
I'll grab Remy and like throw her over my shoulder.
All right. So you
It's
begin
okay.
to
She's
run.
like that all the time.
You begin to run through the city, and I assume Kaius is guiding in the sky.
Yeah, he's kind of like my little eyes in the sky.
Okay. You take this kind of side path in the city, and you hear the shuffling. I'm assuming are you guys booking it? Are you trying to be stealthy?
I'd say we're booking it, but what does everyone else think?
They're not gonna catch you if you book it. They're slower. It's
Cool.
kind of like in a real zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse. Like
Booking
if
it.
you can jog, you're pretty much good. It's like Shaun of the Dead zombies. These aren't.
If you can jog.
Yeah, like if you can just lightly jog, you're not gonna like get caught, unless you get cornered. But with Remy guiding you, and so you guys fly past a ton of stuff. Like they're all kind of pouring out to where like your last known location was, but you're moving quickly now, and these things don't seem to be able to react as fast as like living beings. You do run past. It's kind of sideway. There's like a forge. I'd say that as you run past it, Sabine's probably the only one with a high enough passive perception. You do smell like something actively on fire within the forge.
And is
But
the forge different from the mine?
yeah, it's like an actual like smithy forge.
Okay.
The mine is like an actual like you go into like we mine too deep.
Sorry.
Fool of a duke.
Sabine will press her wet nose repeatedly against Remy's cheek to try and get her out of her trance.
Oh God, what is touching me?
Look for the forge.
No, you're
It smells
running
like
by
it's
it.
running.
You're running by it.
Oh,
That's why
Oh,
you
we're
can
running
smell
by it?
You're like right next to it. You're about to run like up on it, past it. If you guys are booking it, but like there's some
somebody
heat.
might be there. There might be survivors. Or someone. It seems like it's running.
Or these things have some, or whatever's controlling them can give them enough sentience to forge them weapons of some kind.
Oh shoot!
Regardless, it's probably good. It'd be good to check it out, right?
Yes, I need more materials. Let's look.
Do I, given like what I can see and the path I routed out, how much of a deviation would this be?
You're gonna be running past. This is on your route. The route you took was actually like there's like a main route, like the actual city center, and then there's like a merchant route, and then there's like a actual like I'm calling it like the industrial route. Like you took the industrial route. And
Okay,
that's what this is.
Fine, we can stop briefly, but it must be quick.
as you approach it too, you see that these like threads stop and they're nowhere near the forge. Like it's like kind of like how they were surrounding the door. You see the threads stop in almost like a perfect circle around the forge.
Oh, helpful.
Wonderful. Let's go inside. And George is going to knock as he turns the doorknob and opens it and like pushes it open.
There's no answer, but it does open. And you can feel heat. Not an intense heat like as if it's like an active, like full running forward, but you can feel a heat coming from inside somewhere.
Hello, good sir. I'm looking for materials.
There's no answer.
It's abandoned. Just grab what you need.
You can roll an investigation check here to grab what you some. I don't know how it works for artificers. I don't know like what parts are or scraps are. Because I've never really dealt with artificing. So
I'm just basing it off of like most of his stuff is scrapped, cobbled together stuff anyway.
oh yeah, so like more RP. Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's a total of 27.
Oh shit. Okay, so you find a couple things.
Damn.
Yeah, you find lots of things. You find tons of scrap metal. First of all,
Who'd you come here?
You find there is where the heat is coming from. There's like a door, and it's like closed, like a metal door. It looks fairly like old, but in front of it, it looks like there is a rod floating in the air that's like keeping the door closed.
I'm
A
gonna.
little button on it. You could push it. I'd say you kind
Yeah.
of know what this is.
I would walk up and like casually just grab it and push the button and just be like, huh, that's neat, and like toss it behind me to the dog.
Yeah, your dog grabs it. It's an immovable rod.
Ah, yes.
You also see, you see like there's like a little desk next to like this, like a stone desk next to the door, and there's like a small blue, like pebble, like a river stone, and it looks like it has two small, like almost googly eyes painted on top of it.
Aw. Who wants a pet rock? I got a pet rock. Fine. My pet rock. And he'll put it in his pocket.
Okay, roll an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Oh no.
22.
Okay. There's something off. Like there is something off about this thing. It's not just a pet rock. You get like a real ick vibe from it
Ugh.
before
Nasty.
like you even go to touch it. Like
Okay.
it's just looking at me
A real
menacingly.
I don't like this rock. And he's just gonna walk away. Okay. Weirdo things are good.
Is anyone else doing anything in here?
If Sabine casts detect magic, is the rock magical?
It is magical. Yes. And actually, casting detect magic, you can see that the like you turn around, and like all that like string touching stuff is fucking lighting up like a Christmas tree.
Oh. Should relay that.
That's probably not good.
From the rock, you are getting divination and illusion magic.
Ooh.
And from the string outside, you are getting necromancy, enchantment, and illusion magic.
Ooh.
What's that last one?
Necromancy, illusion, and enchantment.
Okay. In following the scent of the forge, does that go anywhere, or
Yeah,
just like
the scent of that fire is beyond that metal door that George just unbarred.
Okay. Yeah, Sabine will. Wait, George. That little rod thing you were doing. Was that holding the door closed?
Yes.
She'll creak it open and look inside.
You see, it looks like the forge itself is not lit, but you see something in, like a hilt of a sword in the forge. That looks like it itself is glowing.
Ooh.
Anybody else in this room?
There is not. But when you open, it's like being blasted by like a heater in the summer.
She will tentatively walk into the room.
Careful.
Big sword.
Tiny.
Maybe we let Marrow pick it up.
Good idea.
Yeah. She'll step aside.
Okay.
I'll kind of look to Marrow and like gesture towards the sword.
It just walks forward and grabs the hilt, pulls it out. It looks like a long sword of sorts with cracks along the blade, and it looks like fire, like embers underneath, and they kind of come and like lick out, like little embers and flames kind of flick along the blade every now and then. This is, or was, a flame-tongue sword,
Ooh.
but there's something wrong with it. It looks broken. This is a damaged flame tongue.
Okay.
And this, I will tell you what it does if you would like. It does 1d6 extra fire damage, and anytime you roll to attack with it, if you roll a natural 20, it roars to life and deals anytime you activate it, you roll a d20, and then you roll it. If you roll a natural 20, it roars to life, and then can deal 2d6 fire damage like normal, and gives advantage the next time you roll to use it. And if you roll a natural 1, it breaks,
Oh.
and something else happens. If you use it, like if anything in between, it does an extra 1d6 of fire damage.
I see.
Anyone want a broken flame tongue?
Did Marrow use it?
He could, but I wanted to see if anyone else wanted it first.
Not particularly on my part.
It
Perhaps
kinda
if it was
eat
fixed.
but it's not going to do anything.
I'll just like look to Marrow and nod, like, okay, you can keep it.
He just pulls it and sheathes it. The heat immediately dissipates from the room once it becomes sheathed.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Was
should
this
get
what I
moving.
was smelling?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna kid out this fucking corpse.
Oh yeah.
Shall we keep moving?
Yes.
Back to light jogging.
Anybody doing anything about that rock?
Can I roll like a knowledge arcana on it to see if I can figure out what it is?
Sure.
Necessarily want to do a whole like identify on it. I feel like I'm gonna need my spells. Ooh. 27.
It's weird. It gives you like what was the roll itself? It wasn't a natural 20, was it?
No, it was 18.
Yeah, it's weird. It gives like a weird vibe. It's some kind of magic. It's really, really like, it's hard to place. Like whatever is on this thing, you have no idea. It's not something you've ever really like felt before, but you get like a weird, like, not great feeling about it, but it's got something going on with it that you can't place.
I want to look through Kaius real quick. Do I have a minute?
Probably not. they're kind of beginning to like converge on your last known location in touching the threads. They're beginning to kind of come towards this district. You could take a minute, but you're going to have a harder time getting through without a combat.
She will kind of wrap it in a cloth, like not touching it.
Okay.
But she'll take it with her.
Okay.
Questions
Let's
for
go.
later. Right, let's move.
I'll pick her up again, throw her over my shoulder.
Okay. You begin to run through this city. You can hear the shuffling in the side alleys now as they try to react to where your last location is, but they're not fast enough. Not even really taking in this ancient city, just trying to move through it as fast as possible and get out. You duck and dodge through the brambles that have overtaken it, hitting paved and dirt roads. Eventually, you're moving fast enough that the sound of the shuffling fades behind you, lost in the city, as you break away from it and enter not a clearing, but an open pathway to the mouth of this mine. It's hard to see in, it's dark, but it looks like it goes on forever.